Buenos dias. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Feliz Navidad, Joyeux Noel. I'm Sydney Story, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers, and it is my pleasure to assist Reverend Tim in the service this morning, and to welcome everyone to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno on this Christmas Sunday, day before the beginning of Kwanzaa, soon to be 8th night of Hanukkah, and 4th day after the winter solstice. No matter what holidays you celebrate, or what myths or sacred stories speak to your heart, you are welcome here this morning. Welcome to everyone on our Alluvial Avenue campus. Welcome to everyone on our virtual church campus. Welcome to everyone watching the service later on Facebook or YouTube. Remember, everyone on the virtual campus, on YouTube or Facebook, even though you are separated from us by space and even time, you are as closely connected to us as if you were physically on the Alluvial Avenue campus at 10:30. We are one congregation in many places. We acknowledge that our Alluvial Avenue Church campus sits within the traditional homelands of the Yokets people, who are the past, present, and future stewards of this land. As Unitarian Universalists, we welcome you, no matter your race, culture of origin, age, spiritual background, or religious beliefs. We welcome you and your neurodiversity. This is a safe spiritual place, no matter your level of formal education, the amount of money in your bank account, or your disabilities. We celebrate the rainbow of diversity that includes those of us who are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, non-binary, or gender fluid. You are welcome with or without documentation. No human being is illegal here. All are welcome here. Because of today's Christmas morning pajama service, our service will flow somewhat differently. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. We have activity tables, somebody's already found them, set up in the back, and young people and the young at heart are welcome to sit there if you wish, and we have lots to entertain and engage you. Feel free to go there anytime during the service. Feel free to walk around the sanctuary as needed or to step out at any time for a few minutes. Comfort for all ages is important this morning, and we celebrate the enthusiasm and energetic sounds our children may share. Because this morning's service is family-friendly, we are not going to have our full sharing of joys, sorrows, and concerns today. They will return in January. Now, in our Alluvial Avenue Sanctuary, in the chat box, or in the silence of your hearts, let's take a moment to say Buenos dias and Merry Christmas to each other.
Good morning, buenos dias. Mi nombre es Timoteo, and my pronouns are he, him. I'm Tim. I have the real delight and good fortune of serving as minister of this wonderful congregation. And welcome to what I think is our first ever Sunday morning Christmas pajama service. And we affirm the inherent worth of dignity of those who are wearing pajamas. We affirm the inherent worth and dignity of those who chose not to wear pajamas. And most of all, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of everyone who's here who had no idea they could wear pajamas this morning. We love you just the same. We're so excited. We have a few kids with us today. Everybody wave back there, yay. And you have to check them out. They've got the best coordinated pajamas of the morning. So we do have a tradition whenever we have an all-ages service. We know that kids are so great at sitting still and being quiet, but they tell me they get a little annoyed that the adults don't seem to be able to sit quietly for long periods of time. And so they've asked that we bring back our tradition of the all-church wiggle. So we're going to invite everybody young at heart and those who are still vaguely young to join. We start our left hand, give it a wiggle, and then our right hand a Christmas wiggle. Getting more complicated, our left foot. And for those of you who can shake your right and left foot at the same time, do your right foot. And the most important thing of all, the butt wiggle. And then arms, inhale, up, 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 up. And let your breath out as you sink into your seats. So for children of all ages, those who are young at heart, and that is each one of us on this Christmas morning, I invite us to enter into the sanctity, the holiness, the fun, the play, the spirit of Christmas morning. So if you have a chalice or a candle with you at home, this is the time to bring it really close by, because in a moment we will be lighting it. Our opening words are adapted from writings of a long ago teacher that someone decided we should call Matthew, but nobody really knows who wrote these words. We do know that the writer never met Jesus while they were alive, nor were they present for the events that they tell us in this story. As Unitarian Universalists, most of us do not believe this story is absolutely, historically fact. But like all great religious myths, it need not be factually true to be spiritually true. This story evokes so much But at its most basic, it reminds us that love and life can be born into each human heart, into your human heart, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter how sad or frightened or confused or uncertain we may feel. This story reminds us that there is a great love holding us and that we rest in this love. And so, the good news according to Matthew, adapted liberally with the emphasis on liberal. This is how we think Jesus was born. 2 teenagers, Mary and Joseph, were in love, but they soon realized they were going to have a baby. This came as a real surprise to them, but Joseph was especially freaked out. Joseph was a good kid and did not want to make it hard for anyone. He thought it would be a good idea for them not to get married, but not to tell anybody why. That way, he could let Mary deal with having a baby without lots of people knowing about it. While he was thinking about this, he had a dream in which he imagined an angel visited him. The angel said, "Joseph, don't be so afraid to stay with Mary. She is becoming a mother through the Spirit of love. A child is going to be born to you both. You could give him the name Jesus, Yeshua, Jesus." The angel then said, "Don't you remember, Joseph, long ago, a prophet said a young person will give birth to a child. They will give them a special name, Emmanuel, which means love is with us. Your child will remind us that love is with us always and that we are all called to be the light of the world." Joseph woke up with a start from his sleep. He shared with Mary what he had dreamed and what he imagined the angel told him. Mary and Joseph talked it over and agreed to get married. She gave birth to a son and gave him the name Jesus. He grew up to be a great human teacher and social justice revolutionary. In this spirit, I invite Laura to light our chalice on our Alluvial Avenue campus while you light your chalice or candle at home. One of the absolute best parts of Christmas morning is singing some carols. This was my mom's favorite, and although my mom has passed into the mysteries of death, I feel her spirit whenever we sing it. So let us rise now and body or spirit join in singing Angels We Have Heard on High.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? What the glad tidings be which inspire your heavenly song? Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo.
got one more verse, I think.
See him in a manger laid, whom the choirs of angels praise. Mary, Joseph, lend your aid, while hearts in love we raise. Oh, in excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo.
Please be seated. So this is the season of beautiful darkness, where we celebrate the rich, beautiful color of the black of the night. And it's also the season of renewing light, where we celebrate that light coming back to illuminate not just the earth, but to illuminate our hearts and hopefully our minds with a spirit of hope. There are many religious traditions this time of year that are kindling the flame, one of which is the beautiful, rich legacy of Judaism. And we're aware in this time, in this year, that the incidence of anti-Semitism has just risen and risen. And so I find it just meaningful that we pause and we celebrate all that the Jewish tradition has given us. Last night at our Christmas Eve service, also Imam Gasvani, the spiritual leader of the Islamic Cultural Center of Fresno and the spiritual leader of the Muslim community here in Fresno, was with us for Christmas Eve, and that was so special. And today, through our virtual campus, we're able to take you to the home of the Wise family as they celebrate the miracle of Hanukkah, a reminder that the love of the holy, the love of what some of us call God, others of us call the oneness of all, some of us call it the universe, some of us give it no name and yet know there is something greater than us. They kindle the flame to remind us that that light and love is present this morning.
Happy Hanukkah from the Wise family. On tonight, the 7th night of Hanukkah, and we will light the menorah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hag ner shel Hanukkah.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, source of all life, who made us holy through your mitzvah, or commandment, giving us the radiance that we bring forth together as we kindle the Hanukkah lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim le'avutenu, bayamin ha'aim b'azman hazeh.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, source of all life, who performed wondrous deeds for our ancestors in days of old at this season.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Happy Hanukkah.
Also from our virtual campus from Oak Grove north, a couple hours north near Sacramento, Ida Jones lets us know what begins tomorrow, another festival of lights.
Are we going to do my song yet before that, Tim?
Oh, yes, let's do Sorry, Lorenzo. See, I told you it's like being in somebody's living room this morning. So, you have a song, I think, for us.
Brighter colors so you'd know I was here, I guess.
You need to wear the menorah, and then I would have noticed. There you go.
Yes, I'm going to sing a song, and you're going to help me out. These lyrics here are kind of sort of like Spanish, but they look a little funny because they're not in Spanish. They're in Ladino, which is the language of the Jewish people of Spain and Portugal, the Iberian Peninsula, where they migrated across the Mediterranean, above and below the Mediterranean, and ended up in that part of the world, picking up influence as they came along. And so Ladino is the language here. So this is the chorus, and it's basically counting to 8 in Ladino, pretty much here. And it'll be kind of obvious. I'll let you know when to come. Happens 3 times. para mí. Hanukkah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. It's where you come in. Oh, una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Muchas fiestas por fazer, con alegrías y placer. Muchas fiestas por fazer, con alegrías y placer. Una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Los pastelicas por comer, con almendricas y la miel. Los pastelicas por comer, con alegrías y placer. Una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí.
So I have something that's an absolute surprise for you. You would never imagine it. But from our virtual campus, Ida Jones, all the way from Oak Grove, California, is going to talk to us about a festival of lights that begins tomorrow. And then all the way from the cold East Coast on our virtual campus from New Jersey, a beloved favorite musical guest of ours, Leah. So, Ida, it's you.
The day after Christmas, another celebration begins. Kwanzaa, from December 26th through January 1st, was and is for many people throughout the African diaspora a time to celebrate our history, heritage, and culture as Black people. The name comes from the phrase Matunda Kwanzaa, which means first fruits in the Swahili language, an East African language spoken in countries including Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. As Dr. Takia Nur Amin, a member of the organizing collective board of the Black Unitarian Universalist Association, remembers, each of the 7 days of Kwanzaa is dedicated to a principle. Those 7 principles, together known as Nguzo Saba, provide a basis for reinforcing the value of family, community, and culture. The principles of unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith together provide a framework for assessing how one lived during the year. Many families gather around the Kwanzaa table and light the Kinara candles. Religious educator Gail Vale writes, the Kinara candles are 7, 3 red, 1 black, and 3 green, which are also the colors and flags of African liberation movements. The black candle is a celebration of being Black, of the unique and special qualities each person brings to the whole family or community. It is a candle of the present, of today. The green candles are vision candles, candles of hopes, dreams, and promises for the future. The red candles are struggle candles, past candles, candles the color of blood, candles the color of courage. Will you join with me in the spirit of reflection and prayer with this prayer for Kwanzaa by Unitarian Universalist minister Ada Amakraba? Let us pray. O come, all you faithful, rejoicing and victorious. Come, let us embrace the mystery in the spirit of life as we celebrate the goodness of Kwanzaa and the African American heritage. Come and give thanks for companions on the journey in the struggle for freedom and justice. Our roots in the soil and soul of Mother Africa reach far and wide. Creator of all, lead us to be true to our nature with respect and dignity for life, to its natural end at death. Bless and keep us in solidarity, one to another. Ashe.
My hands are strong enough, they're strong enough, and I'm good enough. My hands are strong enough to give love. I know that my arms are long enough, they're long enough, and I'm good enough. My arms are long enough to give love. I know that my heart is wide enough, it's wide enough, I'm good enough. My heart is wide enough to give love. I know that my light is bright enough, it's bright enough, I'm good enough. My light is bright enough to give love. And my heart is wide enough to give love. I know that my arms are long enough to give love. My hands are strong enough to give love.
So I invite us to together take a deep breath in, breathing in peace. We hold a moment, and then we breathe that breath out, breathing out love. Really imagine it's possible. Let's take in the peace that we yearn for, breathing in. We hold a moment, we breathe out love. One last time together, breathing in peace. We hold the moment, we breathe out love. As we continue breathing together this Christmas morning, with our imagination, let's just imagine we can breathe deep into our heart, and that breath touches everything that we're feeling this morning, be it a joy, a concern, a gratitude, maybe something small that you're grateful for, and for some of us, a deep pain or sorrow. Let's take a moment in the silence of our heart just to name all of what is alive for us, emotions and feelings this morning. This is between you, your heart, and that which is greater. To all that's alive within our room and on our virtual campus, we add these, the names of our beloveds who are unable to be with us on this morning due to illness or compromised mobility. We remember Margaret H., Bev F., Edith H., William H., Glenda R., and Pat M. And so for the names we've mentioned, for everything that's in your beautiful heart, and for all those who on this Christmas morning have no one to remember them, nobody to say their name with gentleness or love, we light our candle of community. By our remembering, may we and they be blessed. As is our custom, we light a second candle this morning. This candle burns in loving memory of all those who have lost their lives in this ongoing pandemic, knowing that some of us have lost loved ones who are in this room or on our virtual campus, and we hold you in gentleness and love on this Christmas morning. Our call to meditation, perhaps the simplest and most beautiful of all Christmas carols. Let us sing together, Silent Night.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven above, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly
What if you had the power? Yes, if you had the power to bless the world. What if you had the power to speak one word of blessing or hope or prayer into this Christmas morning? What would that word be? Maybe it's a word or a blessing that you need. Maybe it's one that this valley needs. Maybe it's one this world needs. One word, if you had the power. In a moment, Nico is going to bring the handheld mic to me, and we're going to invite you, if you wish, just to speak that word into the universe. We're going to collectively create our Christmas prayer this morning. And on our virtual campus, we invite you now to type that one word of blessing into the chat box. And Patty will write those down and we'll share those after Alluvial Ave campus has shared. Ooh, he's pointing. Where is it? I have it. Do I? I don't see it. Did I? Oh dear. We're going to have a treasure hunt. Does anybody see a handheld mic? I don't see it. Is it? Oh, there it is. We found it. Hooray! Come on up, the hero of the morning. Woohoo! Hear it. Yay! Take a bow. Oh, I'm going to put my mask on. So what is that one word as we collectively create our Christmas morning prayer? Just if you'd like to share, don't be bashful, just raise up your hand. Then we'll come here. Yeah. Peace. And don't worry if your word is somebody else's. We need to hear it more than once, maybe.
Kindness. Family.
Beautiful.
Love.
Do we? Anybody else? Don't be passionate.
Compassion.
Forgiveness.
Joy.
Love, but that's love.
Thank you so much.
Empathy.
Simpleness.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you.
Trust.
Santa.
Santa. Anybody else? Do we have any from our virtual campus from Patty? Hope I see our holiday prayer elf. Looks like Patty, come on up.
From our virtual campus, we have peace, forgiveness, love, and acceptance.
Thank you, Patty. And so, to end our prayer, I'm going to invite you to repeat after me. First, let's take in a big, deep breath, imagining we're breathing in all those words of blessing and hope. And we breathe out. Que así sea, bendito sea, bendito sea. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
this Christmas season, we have enjoyed so many traditions and so many paths of celebration. Our beautiful solstice service, Reverend Tim's sermon last Sunday illuminating the connections of the Christian mythology to so many others. And just this morning, we honored Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. We have been encouraged to probe deeply into the meanings, not just the historicity, of the Christian tradition, and to bring to it our own experiences and interpretations. In what other place, what other church would such a spacious view of human spirituality be welcomed and cherished? I'm an anthropologist, and my specialty is the anthropology of religion. And I can assure you with some degree of confidence that there is no other such place, no other church like this. But important as it is, this is a superstructure of ideas, and superstructures require a scaffolding, a building which must be paid for and maintained, technological equipment which must be purchased or replaced, staff which must be fairly compensated for their excellent work. All this requires actual, concrete money, moolah, long green, coin of the realm. Many of us express our gratitude to and support of our church by committing to a yearly pledge. But we also ask for a weekly offering to remind us that each of our contributions is important and to foster a climate of generosity. In the spirit of giving, let us join our voices in our call to offering, which will appear on the screen. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? Here's a slide showing how you can make a financial contribution right now on our virtual campus. Or if you are on the Alluvial Avenue campus, you can drop cash or check, preferably large, into the basket on your way out of the sanctuary. Those are on our Alluvial Avenue campus can also share generously right this moment by using Cash App. Just send your contribution to $UU Fresno. That's $UU Fresno. The morning offering will be gratefully received. May the church continue to be worthy of the many forms of your gifts.
Who could deliver a more entertaining call for offering? Let's hear it for Cindy. So we have a brief song, and then what I promise is a really short Christmas story. Then we're going to sing another carol, and then we're going to be heading out with our sung benediction. So we're nearing the finish line here. But first, what I think is the most Unitarian Universalist Christmas song that's ever been written. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe that within each person is a light. Some of us call it the light of love. Some of us call it the light of God. But there is a light, and we say that each person has inherent worth and dignity. Can you say that each person has inherent worth and dignity? That's a profound religious and spiritual statement. And I think if more places would proclaim that, this would be a gentler, kinder world. So think about Rudolph. Here's this wonderful being that has this incredible light, and yet everybody around them says, tamp it down. We don't want to hear about this specialness, this light, this love that you have. And yet Rudolph has this inner light that wants to not just be inner, but be made outer through kindness, through acts of generosity. And so I kind of think of Rudolph and that red nose. The red nose is Rudolph's chalice. You know, that's just what it is. Just taken the chalice in another form. And then one night, there is a need. And all the people who used to kind of put down, bully, belittle Rudolph say, wow, you have something. We need your light. Show us the way. That's what Unitarian Universalism says to us, to each one of us. You have a light. You have a light. We need you. We need you to help show us the way. And together, collectively, we need our light to show each other the way, and maybe in some small way, show the world beyond us. There is another way. At least we're trying. So in the spirit of Unitarian Universalism and your light, let's rise and embody your spirit, and let us sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the most Unitarian Universalist Christmas song of them all.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it close. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And how the reindeer loved him, have they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Let's go back and do that one more time. The previous slide, how about that? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had the very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it close. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. And one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Please be seated. So I promised that it would be a kid family friendly service, so I'm trying to deliver. So a very short story. I promise you it isn't more than 4 to 5 minutes. It is called Wally's Christmas Pageant by Dina Donahue, adapted. Now first, can somebody tell me what a Christmas pageant is? Just in case anybody doesn't know. Somebody want to kind of just shout it out? What's a Christmas pageant? Cheyenne, I know you know what it is.
It's a bunch of us singing in front of the church.
Okay, it's a bunch of us singing in front of the church, but we enact the nativity story. So everybody takes a different part in the nativity story, and it's almost like a little play. We bring it alive. Don't worry, you're not going to have to do that. But this is a story about Wally's Christmas pageant. For years now, whenever Christmas pageants are talked about in a certain little town in the Midwest, someone is sure to mention the name of Wallace Perling. Wally's performance in one annual production of the Nativity play has slipped into the realm of legend. But the old-timers who were in the audience that Christmas night never tire of recalling exactly what happened. Wally was 9 that year and in the 2nd grade, although he should have been in the 4th. Most people in town knew Wally had difficulty keeping up. He was big and clumsy, slow in movement, slow in mind. Still, Wally was well liked by the other children in his class, all of whom were smaller than he, though some had trouble hiding their irritation when Wally would ask to play ball with them, or any game for that matter, in which winning was important. Most often, they'd find a way to keep him out of the game, kind of like Rudolph. But Wally, he'd hang around anyway, not sulking, just hoping. He was always a helpful kid, a willing and a smiling one, and a natural protector of the underdog. Sometimes, if the older kids chased the younger ones away, it always would be Wally who'd say, "Can't they stay? They're no bother." Wally really wanted to be a shepherd with a flute in the Christmas pageant that year. But the play's director, Miss Lambard, assigned him to what she said was a more important role. After all, she reasoned, the innkeeper did not have too many lines, and Wally's size would make his refusal of lodging to Mary and Joseph more forceful. And so it happened. That usual large family-filled audience gathered for the town's yearly extravaganza of shepherds and sheeps, mangers, beards, crowns, halos, and a whole stage of squeaky voices. No one on or off stage was more caught up in the magic of the night than Wallace Perling. They said later that he stood in the wings and watched the performance with such fascination that from time to time Mrs. Lombard had to make sure he did not wander on stage before his cue. Then came the time when Joseph appeared, tenderly, slowly, guiding Mary to the door of the inn. Joseph knocked hard on the wooden door set into the painted backdrop. Wally, the innkeeper, was there, waiting. "What do you want?" Wally said, swinging the door open with a brusque gesture. Joseph replied, "We seek lodging." "Seek it elsewhere." Wally looked straight ahead, but spoke vigorously. "The inn is filled." "Sir, we have asked everywhere in vain. We have traveled far and are very weary." "There's no room in the inn for you." Wally looked properly stern. Please, good innkeeper, this is my wife, Mary. She is heavy with child and needs a place to rest. Surely you have some small corner for her. She is so tired. Now, for the first time, Wally the innkeeper relaxed his stiff stance and looked down at Mary and saw her, really saw her. And with that, there was this long pause. Long enough to make the audience a bit tense with embarrassment. "No, be gone," the prompter whispered from the wings. "No," Wally replied, "be gone." Joseph sadly placed his arm around Mary, and Mary laid her head upon Joseph's husband's shoulder, and the two of them just started to move away. But the innkeeper, Wally, did not return inside the inn, however. Wally just stood there in the doorway, watching that forlorn couple. His mouth was open, his brow creased with concern, his eyes filling unmistakably with tears. "Don't go, Joseph," Wally called out. "Bring Mary back." And Wallace Perling's face grew into a bright smile. "You can have my room." Some people in town thought that the pageant had been ruined. Yet there were others, many, many others, who considered it the most Christmas of all Christmas pageants that had ever been. The end. Let's rise in body or spirit, and let us sing Joy to the World.
Joy to the world, a love has come. Let earth with praises ring. Let every heart prepare a room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, now gladness reigns. Let hearts their songs employ, while field and flood, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy.
As our time together draws to a close, please join in our chalice extinguishing words led by Karen and Troy.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón.
We extinguish
this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts
until we meet again. This is an appropriate time to thank all of you for being here. Thank you to everyone on the Alluvial Avenue Sanctuary. Thank you to everyone on our virtual campus. Thank you to those who are watching at your convenient time on YouTube or Facebook. I hope you enjoyed this service as much as I enjoyed participating in it. You are a wonderfully supportive congregation, and it is always a pleasure to be here with you. I know we are on the edge of our seats with breathless anticipation, awaiting Reverend Tim's creative, dynamic, scintillating rendition of reminders and announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sydney Story, stand-up comic and anthropologist. I'm really grateful that our staff was here this morning. Lorenzo at piano. I want to thank Ian, our video tech, Nico, our sound tech. I want to thank Patty, our member services and coordinator of community life. I want to thank all our ushers who got here early today. I want to thank David, who helped set up. I want to thank all of you on our virtual campus for being here, and for everybody on our Alluvial Ave campus for coming, for playing with us, for being a little laid back and silly and singing. Give yourselves a round of applause. I really don't have that many reminders, and I will never live up to Sydney's introduction, so I'm never going to try. How to exit, let our the folks on our socially distanced section head out first, and then everybody else is allowed to head out. We have homemade cocoa and Christmas cookies for everybody. Now, I do need to say, normally we have heaters out there. Last night, Christmas Eve, somebody managed to steal 2 of our 3 outdoor heaters, but there's one, so you can huddle around the one heater and shiver, but the cocoa will be hot, and I know the cookies are homemade, I believe, so enjoy. Next week is January 1st, and we kind of huddled, and we realized on January 1st, after December 31st, we didn't think anybody was going to be here on January 1st in the morning at 10:30, so we've decided to give our staff the day off. No services next Sunday on the 1st. The following Sunday, though, on the 8th, we return with our service celebrating the end of the year and the beginning of the new year. Please join us for that. We do have a tradition that we like to gently welcome folks who are here for the first, second, or third time. We do it not to embarrass you, but especially on Christmas morning, and I know there's some of you, we're genuinely honored that you could have been anywhere, but something drew you here to us, and you blessed us with your light. And so if you would for a moment just rise, embody your spirit, we promise you won't be left standing alone for long. So first, second, or third time, if you're willing to just please rise. Wow, welcome, 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 welcome. I invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them. We will have closing words, and our sung benediction will be, we wish you a Merry Christmas. If you came in a pod, you can join hands. If you came on your own, just place your beautiful hands over your beautiful human heart. Our closing words come from Reverend Victoria Stafford, adapted. We already possess all the Christmas gifts we need. We've already received our presents. Ears to hear music, eyes to behold lights, hands to build true peace on this earth, arms, your arms, to hold each other with love. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Glad tidings we bring to you and your kin. Glad tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding and bring us some figgy pudding and bring us some figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. Glad tidings we bring to you and your kin. Glad tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring it out here. Glad tidings we bring to you and your kin. Glad tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish
Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.